tracking, always alerting. This is Storm Team 8.
Well, good morning, West Michigan, here in the 24-hour tracking center. I'll tell you, we are finally looking at some warmer, slightly muggier air, so feeling a little more like early August ought to feel. I suppose that's appropriate timing here as we kick off this brand new month. So we'll call it warm and seasonable here, with high temperatures expected to reach the low 80s this afternoon. Could see an isolated shower or thunderstorm develop this afternoon into the early evening hours in the inland areas. But again, most locations will be dry. And if we could go to the graphics for you, we'll talk about the headlines and what are we tracking for you. And that is, again, that warmer and more seasonable weather building in. High temps in the low 80s this afternoon. And it looks like the same sort of weather day will be coming up for tomorrow. We're back into the 70s for much of next week. And as we look at the 70s returning next week, we keep the humidity around. And so that's going to bring us rounds of showers and some thunderstorms. And some of those could produce some really heavy rainfall and even the potential for some localized pockets of severe weather, especially as we get a little bit later in the week. The short term, though, we've got some visibility problems. The bottom line here, if you happen to see rain during the day, expect dense fog to form at night into the early morning hours. And that's certainly the case here. Fremont visibility is down to about 1.25 miles. Mount Pleasant now, or a 1/4 mile visibility in Fremont, 1.5 miles in Mount Pleasant. So there will be some murky areas out there. Temps 50s to low 60s, so it is a mild and muggy morning. You can see during the day today what's going to be happening, and as we move through the daylight hours, we're dry at least through the mid-morning, and then those showers and storms develop as we approach noon. They'll be with us on and off this afternoon, fall apart this evening. Same story. We'll see some patchy dense fog early tomorrow morning, and then another round of showers and storms will start to develop tomorrow afternoon. Those will fall apart here Saturday night, and Sunday looks like a dry day from start to finish. And by the way, Lake Michigan, water temps still very chilly for this late in the season. In fact, the beach at Holland pulling in 45 for a water temp yesterday. You see the rest of that Storm Team 8-day forecast will feature a dry day on Sunday and then more active weather building in with highs slipping back into the 70s for much of next week. So bottom line here, no 90-degree weather in sight anytime soon. Matt's got some perspective here about exactly how cool this season has been.
Yes, in July in particular, closing the book on July 2014, we ended up the month over 4 degrees below average, and this is preliminary, but right now, if the ranking holds 68.5 degrees for the average temperature, it places us as the 4th coolest July. And what's really interesting, when you take a look at the top 5 coolest Julys, notice they all occurred since 1992. I remember back in 2009 and 1992, those certainly were very cool Julys. And we'll keep you updated if that changes at all. But right now, 4th place, and still no 90s in sight. Taking a look at what we can expect for August, well, I think a lot of times when you have an El Nino out there and you have a cool July, August typically follows in the same fashion. I don't think our August is going to end up 4 degrees below average, but I do expect it to be a little bit below average here across at least Michigan. I would probably, this is from the Climate Prediction Center, I might even expand this area a little bit, especially off to the west of us. But where's the heat going to be? Well, it's going to be in the south and east, and also on the west coast once again. And with that heat in the southeast, you might kind of wonder what kind of, we're going to have some homegrown hurricanes pop up later in the season. That's something else we'll certainly watch as well.
Yeah, mid-Atlantic states down into Florida. So if you're planning a trip maybe to the southeast a little bit later in the summer season or even into early fall, remember hurricane season doesn't officially end until the end of November. Could be looking at a very active finish to the tropical season. So
peaks mid-September.
Be watching that for you. Yeah.
All right.
Buy the trip insurance. I guess maybe that's the bottom line.
We did.
Did you really?
Yeah,
exactly. Not a bad investment this year.